Hey, two. YCL. YCL. Amandla. Hey, two. Hey, two. Viva SACP, viva. Viva COSATU, viva. Viva ANC, viva. Viva state power, viva. Viva YCL, viva. Uzoyithola kanjani? Uhlele koneni. Thank you very much, Comrade Chairperson. I must say that I said to Comrade Tulas, he's intimidating you, comrades. It's not true. He's instilling party discipline in a party congress. Allow me, Comrade Chairperson, to greet our General Secretary, Comrade Blade, and the entire outgoing Senate Committee. I want to say to you, comrades, we are happy you have done your work. Now it's our time, with as delegates, to decide your future. We greet the Deputy President and the whole delegation of the ANC. We are happy to see here today the ANC taking part in the party congress. We also greet COSATU, the workers. We are happy that you are here, workers of our country. We'll always with you as young communists, and we greet you today. We also want to greet everybody who's here. We want to say, comrades, we are coming with a message as young comrades in this Congress, which is different on the theme, but it's a YCL message. We say, let's consolidate the left, let's strengthen the Communist Party, and let's build a new front for socialism. We further want to convey our greetings to all international delegates that have graced this Congress through their presence and their messages. We are fully aware that the relation we have with the Communist Party and the organizations is connected by a strong bond of cooperation, international solidarity, and a joint commitment to Marxism. And the relevance and the necessity of the struggle for socialism is very important to strengthen your friendship. Comrade delegates, a lot has been said, and a lot has been written by the media about this Congress. In the main, they wanted to fuel divisions among the party leaders. We say we are sorry to you, media people, because you'll never achieve that agenda of dividing the Communist Party. We come to this Congress as young communists on a high note, because all our programs, now whenever having a program, we think about having overflows, because young people are coming to young communists and attending our programs, solely because we are the only youth organization that is not captured. And as the Young Communist League, we are already suffering the consequences of being not captured. But you won't crowd file because we're young revolutionaries, because we're fighting soldiers for socialism. Therefore, we'll continue to fight because the soul of the Young Communist League is not for sale. We come here, we're very angry as young communists. We're angry because some comrades wrote letters to the attention of our General Secretary. And when we read the content of that letter, we realize that they have a personal grievance with the party. We're angry at those ones. The party doesn't owe them anything. Therefore, they must know what to say, when, and how. We're also angry because the media has been crucifying our General Secretary, calling him names of being the Mugabe and so on and so on. We're angry because these attacks is an attack to the party. It's not exactly to our General Secretary. We're in a firm view that as the YCL, our General Secretary is not doing, the SACP is not doing favor to our General Secretary. Our General Secretary has done a lot for the SACP and doesn't deserve the media to crucify him. It is also important for the whole people to understand that the SACP doesn't have terms. Full stop. There are no terms here. You can lead as we wish, as long as we believe on you, you can take us forward. We know, Comrade Jeremy, the apology made by MKMVA not to attend the 14th Congress of our party. As the Young Communist League, we welcome their non-attendance, as we understand that they are on their way to Dubai. Comrade Chair, allow us to focus on our message and move forward. We say let's consolidate the left. Let's strengthen the party. And let's build a new front for socialism. We say, as we consolidate the left, the party requires a high level of discipline. As we strengthen the party membership requires a high level of dedication to the party work. And as we build a new front for socialism, we require a high level of unity. Not only the unity of communists, but the unity of the left in our country, including all the progressive forces in our country. That's our message. As you convey this message, there are areas we want to engage this 14th Congress, on which you must engage on, comrades, here in the plenary and in your commissions. Firstly, we want to engage this Congress about the current state of the alliance and the future of the alliance. Currently, the alliance is experiencing moments of regress and some turbulences. In the main, there are some in the ANC leadership that are arrogant, that doesn't value the unity of the alliance, let alone the unity of the ANC itself. We say a divided ANC cannot lead and unite the alliance. Some within the ANC had already secretly but publicly established alliance with the Guptas and the Blacks First, Land First. We see that as young communists. Secondly, the left axis, the SACP and the COSATU, in particular the leaders, speaks of reconfigured alliance, which is not the first time this has been an option or a debate within the alliance. As the YCL, we don't see this option working, comrades. Having done a concrete analysis of concrete conditions, we want to ask you, comrades, and want to argue, what do you mean when you speak about the reconfigured alliance under these conditions in the alliance? Because the material conditions suggest otherwise. Thirdly, we want to engage this Congress about the obvious, because to others, it might not be the obvious, that ours is the struggle for socialism. With the NDR in the state of conundrum, and we say as communists, NDR is the direct route to socialism. And we know that when a revolution is delayed and the NDR is betrayed, it is the working class that will bear the brunt. Therefore, the famous question by Lenin, what is to be done? This Congress needs to analyze, this Congress needs to engage, this Congress needs to respond to this question. We say to this Congress, since the moment SACP, the YCL says so, we say since the moment towards the new front for the victory of the NDR and the victory for socialism. The SACP is the vanguard of the working class in South Africa. Since its inception, the party has always been deeply engaged and actively involved in the struggles of the ordinary people. Therefore, the party is the product of the struggles of the ordinary South Africans. Therefore, the party must go down and listen to what the ordinary South Africans are saying and provide leadership as the vanguard of the South African class on what must be done moving forward to save the revolution in the current moments. In his paper, Comrade Josh Lovo, South Africa no middle road, all ground. Comrade Josh Lovo argues that, I quote, for those who live in evident truth, that is the starting point, and let me quote it again. For those who live in apartheid reality, not in debate, but in their daily experiences, the need to destroy in it, in all its manifestation, is a self-evident truth. That is a starting point, and the only remaining question is how. The same can be said about capitalism today. Therefore, the only remaining question is how do we end capitalism in South Africa in contributing to the end of global capitalism? What type of society will replace it? What then is the party projection in this respect? And in fact, I want to say that Karl Marx wrote in the 18th Brumaire of Fritz Bonaparte, I quote, men make their own history, but not make just as they please, but they don't make it under circumstances chosen by them, but under circumstances directly encountered, given, and transmitted from the past, close quote. As communists, guided by the ideology of Marxism-Leninism, we are therefore called upon to make our own history by circumstances directly encountered, given, and transmitted from the past. What are these circumstances, comrades? Our society is in crisis. Our state is in crisis. And the fundamental cause of this societal crisis and state decay is the untransformed semi-colonial capitalist economy and a governing party that is plagued with the disease of capitalism, thus incapable of leading a program for the radical transformation of capitalist economy. The ANC itself is no longer capable of leading the victory of national democratic revolution. As such, it continues to suffer on diseases of capitalism, like greed, competition, and accumulation. It is an organization that is besieged with patronage and has become now a mediation committee for conflicting bourgeoisie interests, where the political reps of the dominant bourgeoisie exercise their influence, their power, and authority. This is why, precisely, there's a very little content and direction to be provided on the second phase of radical national democratic revolution. Some of examples of change can be found in certain segments of the economy, but none can be viewed as radical enough to transform the economy base and property relations in our country. We say, comrades, the struggle for the victory of NDR post-1994 has been abandoned to a political project of state capture by the dominant bourgeoisie, as in the experience of many other liberation movements in the continent. The post-1994 ANC is best capable of leading the country out of the capitalist crisis, but not out of capitalism in crisis. The result of which would be continuation of capitalist system through the exploitation and domination of our people. Comrades, capitalism was founded on the exploitation of man by man. It is based on the principle of survival of the fittest and give rise to competition, greed, and inequality. Democracy was founded on the principle of political equality, implying that the majority rule. It is therefore impossible for capitalism to be compatible with the victory of NDR and socialism. A new front for the victory of NDR and socialism is a must. The political representatives of differentiated and competing bourgeoisies have entrenched themselves into the African National Congress to the extent that the working class have gained least and suffers the most from the legislation and the policies adopted by ANC post-1994. The current conjuncture requires a new alliance of progressive revolutionary forces or classes that can be mobilized in support of the victory of NDR and victory for socialism. And a new front for the victory of NDR and socialism requires a new organizational vehicle with a new leadership to achieve its goals. The SACP should lead a new front for the victory of NDR and the victory of socialism, focused on the building of progressive revolutionary alliances and other class stratas in South Africa, in deepening, advancing, and consolidating the NDR as the most direct road to socialism. It is only the SACP, as the political vanguard of the working class, can meaningfully lead a new front for the victory of socialism. A new front for new democracy and socialism will place the working class as the primal motive force for the deepening, advancing, and consolidating of NDR. But there are a series of questions that we need to address in the discussion around this new front in relation to the state power. These questions have been previously posed by the party for discussion, but have not been sufficiently addressed. Question number one, what constitutes a revolutionary approach to state power? Number two, what will be the consequences and the impact of the party for directly contesting elections in a multi-party setting as the head of the new front for the victory of NDR and socialism? Thirdly, what are the immediate struggles? And how do we link these struggles to the struggle for socialism? Fourthly, other than political power, what are the other key sites of power to establish working class hegemony? Those are the four questions that we need to engage, we need to discuss before we leave this Congress. We say the people's power for state power and state power for socio-economic transformation. One of the most immediate struggles should be the revitalization of the motive forces and the re-establishment of the working class as the primal motive force of the national democratic revolution. And the organizational vehicle of the Tripartite Alliance led by the ANC is incapable of such tasks given to its leadership deficiencies and its new primal role as a mediator of competing bourgeoisie's interests. The 12th Congress program, adopted in 2007, the South African Road to Socialism, provided the basis for a revolutionary approach to state power. The SARS 2007 program argued that a revolutionary approach to state power is the antithesis to a narrow electoral approach to the capture of state power by the working class. Marx and Engels argued that the working class could not effect the economic and social transformation of society without state power. But they also argued that achieving state power was impossible without conscientizing the masses through their struggles and through their own experiences. That socialism and ultimately communism was possible. Popular power is necessary for the state power, and state power is necessary for socio-economic transformation. Therefore, the party should lead a victory to NDR to end the unholy alliance with the national bourgeoisies. We will have to forge new alliance of revolutionary progressive classes united behind the new front for socialism. If the achievement of state power is an objective of the SACP, and it should be, who then has the role of conscientizing the workers, if not the SACP, as the Vanguard of the working class? It is only the party, through a new front of progressive revolutionary classes and our strategies, can consciously and actively lead a program for the development of the workers' class consciousness. I want to remind this 14th Congress about the twin task of the SACP. In its approach to unity, contained in strategy and tactics document, the ANC state, I quote, "We are revolutionaries, not narrow nationalists. Committed revolutionaries are our brothers, to whatever group they belong. There can be no second-class participation in our movement." Close quote. Post-94 character of the ANC clearly suggests that a deviation from the strategy and tactics with the introduction of a narrow national tendencies within its rank and file. This deviation has subsequently led to a rupture and disunity in the revolutionary alliance with the working class. How does the ANC of today intend to lead victory of the NDR when it has deviated from its strategy and tactics and serve only as a mediation committee of different committing pushers' interests. We refer back to the argument by Marx and Engels that the working class cannot effect economic and social transformation of society without state power, comrades. We also want to speak about the relationship between the Young Communist League and the SACP, in particular on the independence and autonomy. The Young Communist League was formed as a result of the resolution of the SACP National Congress. This subject, the YCL, the political vision and the ideological articulation of the SACP. Members of the Young Communist League above 18 of age are members of the SACP and are bound by the decisions of the SACP. But also, the YCL itself has the task of ensuring that the SACP, in its articulate policies and principles, represent the needs and interests of the youth in our country. Therefore, YCL SA is not a political organization, but serves and advances the interests of the SACP. The YCL has got a task of ensuring that it contributes to the building of SACP by intensified mass mobilization of youth focused on political education. However, the YCL, in its founding constitution and policies, proclaimed itself as an independent and autonomous organization. What does this mean? It means that the leadership and organizational authority of the YCL, and the YCL should use this in order to ensure that it influences the outlook and the character of the SACP. Therefore, YCL is not equal to the SACP, period. But comrades, delegates, and leadership, there is a growing tendency that some leaders or members of the YCL, when they lose debates in the Young Communist League, they use their positions and their proximity to some party leaders in order to ensure that they mislead the party leaders so as to save their personal ambitions. This tendency will continue to expose this at the Young Communist League. And also we call for vigilance to the party leadership, not to quickly welcome what is said without critically analyzing it. We are therefore in the YCL, we don't expect the party not to intervene when there are problems in the YCL. We expect the party to work with the YCL when there are problems in the Young Communist League. In that process, the party should not be seen taking side, but should be seen unifying the Young Communist League. I'm finishing. Our call for SACP, state and popular power, is a principled call. It is not an opportunistic call. It is not a call out of anger. It is a call based on the state of the ANC. This principled call is based on the party program, is based on the conditions of the working class and society which want the party to lead the national democratic revolution. We further want to say the party doesn't want socialism for itself. It wants socialism for the workers and the poor. As such, if the party contests elections, the notion that it will go alone is fallacious. The party won't go alone. The party will go with the workers and the poor in South Africa. As the YCL, we are in a firm view that this is not just an ordinary Congress. If then the party agrees with YCL on this view, extraordinary measures and radical resolutions should be taken in this Congress. It's up to you, Congress delegates, to engage frankly, robustly, and craft a way forward towards the victory of socialism. We say to you, comrades, delegates, and leaders of the party, seize the moment, lead the revolution towards the socialism. We wish the 14th Congress a fruitful deliberations and a resounding success. Forward to socialism, forward! Viva YCL, viva! Long live SACP, long live! Amandla! Osekudala! Sekudala! Sekudala! Sekudala!
Amandla! 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 Viva SACP, viva! Amandla!